Okay, welcome everyone to the Real Whovians cast, episode 992. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
What's up, everybody?
What is up, Patrick?
Hey.
What's up, Scott?
Hello, all.
All right, so, yeah, you saw what was going on with the comment section, right, Chris?
I have, yes.
Yes, very interesting stuff. People don't like it that I did not like a Doctor Who episode called Knock Knock. They really didn't like it. Where there was a lot of words early this morning from people that used to be on our show, really where I had to delete the comments because it was getting to be really bad, and I was getting on my nerves with certain things. So, again, nobody should bully anybody if they do not like an episode. Especially a whole bunch of fans of another podcast should not comment on my podcast because they don't like I don't like an episode.
What did Freedom do now?
So anyway, I've heard everything from they even flipped out that I put gel in my hair tonight. I got a lot of people angry with that, and it's just beyond ridiculous. So again, anybody could say whatever they want on my show. They don't have to agree with me, and if they don't like the episode, tough. Okay, people are not going to be afraid to voice their opinion. So I'm getting everybody's opinion lately. So we're going to go with Chris now. Chris, what'd you think of Knock Knock?
I liked it.
Okay.
I did. It wasn't perfect. You know what I liked about it?
Okay.
It was not complicated.
Okay.
It was a simple episode. It was very straightforward. Nothing earth-shattering happened. But it was straightforward and simple, and I appreciated that.
Right.
You know, not every episode has to be overcomplicated or anything like that. There were a couple of things that I didn't like, but overall, I liked it. If I was going to give it a rating, I would give it like a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
I thought the setting for me was the best part of the show, of this episode, because it was confined. The house was I thought it was the set was made very well. It looked creepy and whatnot.
Right.
The villains were specifically I'm talking about the human quote unquote villains. As for the woodlice themselves, I think maybe we could have got a little more with them, but I was fine with what they showed because they were simple. Again, this is a very simple episode. It didn't take a lot of imagination to understand what was going on, and there wasn't really much to explain. It was very just like, this is what's happening, this is what we're doing to resolve it, and then it gets resolved. There were a couple of things I didn't like about the episode, mainly two things. There was a scene where the lice were heading towards the doctor, and he was like, "Oh, come on, call these off." I was like, why do they consistently have to make Peter Capaldi look weak?
Yeah.
It's like sometimes he's great, and then other times he's like, and I'm like, okay, didn't really like that. That's a nitpick to me. The thing that I really didn't like was at the end of the episode with the vault.
Yeah.
Where he opened up the vault, and he's like, "Boy, I've got some stories for you," and I'm like, oh, okay. So we obviously know that somebody he knows in there. I mean, whoever it is playing the piano, and they started getting snarky with how they played the piano. So I'm like, it's either Missy or John Sims Master, and I highly doubt it's John Sims Master. So it's probably Missy.
Thank you very much
or maybe it's somebody we're not expecting. I don't know. Who knows?
Well,
the one thing I was thinking about before, and this was like 2 hours ago, I was like, wouldn't it be a kick in the face?
You were going to say, wouldn't it be cool? But you stopped.
No, I wasn't going to say wouldn't it be cool because we saved that for other things.
I was going to say that for you, Joel.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be a kick in the face if they opened up this vault and it was something completely new and it was like we'd never seen whoever this person was before? I don't know about anybody else. To me, I think that would be a little weird. It wouldn't be bad, but I think it would still be like, oh, okay, I guess.
Talking of that, wouldn't it be a kick in the teeth? It was that Samantha Spiral character who she said, "I can't tell you who I'm playing or or where I fit in or what."
It could be, but I tend to think that it's 99% Missy, and if it's not Missy, it's Clara.
No,
You know, I
Clara's
said that
not
as a
happy
joke,
that
yeah.
someone died.
What?
Clara won't be happy that children died. That kids died.
No, she would scold the doctor because she was
But the thing he's talking about is that people died but came back.
It's probably a shield.
They came back to life.
But wouldn't though? But really think about that for a second. If it was Clara, right? Wouldn't that just be like, of course it was Clara. Even when she's not in the series, she's in the series. Like, it never ends with her. I don't think it's her, but
I'm 99% it's Missy.
You know, it could be. It could be the Ronnie.
No.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be. But like Moffat said, he wouldn't introduce the Ronnie because people don't know the Ronnie. He thinks anyway. He would have to do a whole thing and introduce her, and it's too much.
Didn't someone on the cast
Is the
we say it
master
was
very,
Go on, Scott. I was just going to say, didn't someone on the
reintroduce the master? Go ahead.
What's that? Scott?
There's a delay.
I was just going to say, didn't someone on the cast say it might be the Mondasian Cybermen and their planet?
I said something about that, but then again, why would he be cool with the person? He's bringing them food, and he put a piano in there for them to play. So it's Missy. I'm pretty sure it's Missy. I've been saying it before the season even started. It was probably Missy. What's the matter, Patrick?
Nothing. I had to move my elbow and I hit the lap.
I don't know. I mean, it could not be Missy. I mean, but then again, who would he be close to that he's bringing them food and then put a piano in there?
A shoulder.
Gosh.
He's not really close to anybody else. And John Sims' master, he doesn't. I mean, that was kind of hazy how they were left to each other.
And you know what too? Again with Nardole though.
Yep.
Yeah.
He is annoying me in this series. It's just he's so annoying.
I said it before. That he's been acting like a dick lately.
I just want to put him on the
I'm
spot.
still trying to figure out what the point of even having him because it's like they could leave him out and the episode still be good.
Put it this way, he might be in the vault and he doesn't even know it yet.
They should put him on a soccer ball so he can kick it. It's all, he doesn't have a purpose.
No.
But you know what? It like really like he like wasn't he? If I remember correctly, he was like opening the vault right at one point, and he was like, looking at it and like, oh, why are you going near the vault? Like if you're trying to keep whatever's in there, like just don't touch it. Just like watch it to make sure nothing's going on.
It doesn't make sense, and you can tell that the writer wrote this episode, but then this part was Moffat written. Because again, the writer don't know what the hell they're talking about with the vault. So it's like a little segment that Moffat wrote a line or two or a couple, or said, "Hey, write this."
Well, you want to know why I really do think it's Missy too, or something related to the Master. I was thinking about the episode where David Tennant was like, I'll take responsibility for him, and the Master was like, oh, so I'm just gonna be traveling around locked up with you, and I was like, oh, locked up. He's probably in the vault, or she's probably in the vault.
Correct.
It's probably Missy. So I think you're right. I think it's Missy, but that's fine. That's fine. Whatever. If it's Missy, I'm sure we're gonna get a backstory as to why she's in there.
Or
but
how
other
she
than
got
that,
there in the first place.
Yeah. Other than that, I like this episode. I think it's been the best of a mundane season. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be that Missy's in a prison. Like, in other words, when he opens the vault, she's in a glass encasement or something, meaning that he could open the vault without her running out.
Sure.
Like low key.
Yeah. Well, Loki was in that one thing, but a thing
Yeah.
besides that, like two
Yeah.
things I'm talking about. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I just thinking about what Chris said with Nardo. Yeah, he was he say to the doctor, yeah, I'll take care of this or something, and he was proceeding like you said, to 12 on the roll, and that,
Well,
weren't he?
Naruto tends to know who this person is, and Naruto is not
Yeah, he's
happy
been
about this person.
no in thin ice. He was being snarky with it, weren't he, or whatever it
But
was.
does he know who it is? Because I got the impression that he didn't.
Yeah, I
last
don't
Because he was
time.
like, when he finds out, he's gonna get you.
No, he said that he was telling the thing that he's got a companion now, and I know he's not supposed to or something. And then the thing got mad. Like he's
It's
traveling off
Clara.
Earth and he's not
It's
supposed
Clara
to travel.
confirmed.
Again, I
Well,
don't
no,
know.
that doesn't make sense because Clara told him, like, you're going to be alone, and that's not good. So I think she'd be happy
Yeah.
if he found a companion. You know, like, oh, okay, like, you know, he at least he's not
mean,
alone.
More chance of with a flipping
She'd be
song.
happy that he found a companion, but she wouldn't be happy that he's with Missy, because Missy's responsible for Danny Pink, though.
Yeah, but he's not traveling with Missy though. So I mean, it's
I mean, I know, but
I don't know. I think it's probably Missy, but I mean, but you know, there's that part of me that's like, you know, they're expecting people to think it's Missy, so it's someone or something else. But then I'm
Yeah, trying to
speculating.
have us
and I'm like,
overthink, and then you see it's like, oh, damn.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think it's a Valiard.
yeah, but he wouldn't be happy to see that.
That
No,
would be
That's what I was gonna ask about to Chris and
that'd be a
Patrick,
shock.
because I said it to you in another cast, didn't I, Joe? I said because they were saying that his regeneration's more powerful than
River.
the other. So
What if it's River?
no, it's not River.
It just dawned on me.
I mean,
She can play
the
the
River's
piano.
not happy if somebody dies.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, Patrick, and
But we
Chris.
don't know which timeline she could be in. That she could be from the timeline either before she kills the doctor or somewhat after. Or
Could be.
she's still remorseful
I mean,
for what
he
she
did
did.
say that he never say never River. I don't know. I could be wrong. I mean,
What were you saying, Ray?
Yeah, I was going to ask you to because I said it in the previous cast that this regeneration he's supposed to have is going to be the most powerful. What happens if the Valiard does come into it the next season with Chibnall?
Wait, what? When did they say that?
wait, what?
No, he's saying the regeneration, Capaldi's regeneration, is going to be the
'Cause
most
he held it
powerful
off.
regeneration. So what if
Because he holds
from
it
that
off.
Well-
Valiard is born?
He's supposed to hold it off, isn't he?
first, hold on. It's a rumor that he's holding off regeneration. That's not confirmed.
Oh, I see what you're saying, Ray. Okay.
You know, but it's again we're speculating because there's a lot of things that are said about the season that is not confirmed. There's the fact that we hear a rumor that Bill shoots him with a bullet that causes him to regenerate. Then we're hearing that it's a hallucination. Then we're hearing that he goes blind and he has to use regeneration energy, but then hold it off. All this stuff we don't know for sure. So in other words, he could not be regenerating at all. He could not be holding off at all. It could be all nonsense. So because we're not really sure ourselves what's going on. So I mean, we can't speculate on something that's a speculation. You know, it's just speculation that he's holding back regeneration energy. Speculation that he's regenerating the whole season or holding it back. I mean, we don't know.
I doubt he's holding it back the whole season. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, maybe he is, because he didn't want to broach the topic of a regeneration with Bill. He usually loves talking about himself and what.
that was interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, Patrick, because it reminded me. That whole dialogue between him and Bill, that was very interesting. That was the
Yeah,
part of
this
the
look
episode
like,
that really made me listen.
But you know what? It didn't make no sense because to me, when they were making these episodes, even when the episode was made, he wasn't. He said he wasn't sure. Not that he was going to definitely regenerate. So then that means that he did know he was going to regenerate. That he was going to leave always. Because if you put it in the scripts, like the whole season, that you know he's going to regenerate, then it's, you know.
Yeah, then
Makes you wonder.
that kind of makes sense. But then why would I know we're speculating, but why would he hold it off?
Again, I don't even want to talk about. There's nothing to show us that he's regenerating.
All we have is that scene in the trailer.
Because he could be doing what he did with the whole after being shot with that Dalek, and he shoved the power into the hand. But what would he be shoving?
What?
Trying to maintain?
Wait. Now we're going back. What are you talking about with the Dalek?
Man,
he's
it's
saying,
like-
remember
You're talking about Magician's Apprentice, Witches Familiar?
No, remember
No.
what he's saying, David Tennant, how he regenerated, but he kept the
Yeah.
form?
when he was
Yeah,
running
but
to
he had a
Rose.
receptacle. He had the thing to throw the energy into the hands. You don't have a
Yes,
receptacle.
what I'm saying is saying what if there's something happening where he's forced to regenerate, but what is he trying to force to regenerate into though?
I like that one theory that said that like the master did something to him to cause him to regenerate, and then he took the regeneration energy from him to rejuvenate himself. I liked that theory because I have a feeling that they're playing off the fact that people know Capaldi's leaving, so they put a clip or clips of him regenerating in the trailer to get people like, wait, what? And really it's something else. Like maybe it's that hallucination that they're saying. Maybe I think it's a red herring. I think
Well,
they're
they did
trying
that
to
last year. You thought the doctor was regenerating in Gallifrey, and it was the general. They did that in the trailer.
Yeah. And remember they did it with Matt Smith too when he was killed, quote unquote, by the astronaut, and he started regenerating, and people were like, oh my gosh, and then
And Let's Kill Hitler also.
Yeah.
We did the regeneration energy around him. Yep. So, Scott, elaborate more about what you were saying with your theory.
What I was thinking is, like I said, when Matt Smith was regenerating after being shot with the Dalek, he forced his regeneration into the hand. So the question
David Tennant.
is, yeah,
David
the
Tennant, not
question
Matt
is
Smith.
being, and David Tennant. I mean, but nonetheless, David Tennant forced the regeneration into the hand. So my question is if this is going to be a David Tennant-esque type of regeneration, what is he going to do? Focus it into something else, or is he going to do what he did when he regenerated in the first into Capaldi, force the regeneration power and defeat whatever? Hang on, and defeat whatever enemy that's about him. Use it as a laser like he did the
Transylvania, like when he just
Daleks.
well, I don't know, man. I just hope he doesn't copy. Moffat doesn't copy of himself and just does some crazy regeneration energy.
how do you think, keeping on the topic of regeneration, not how he's going to regenerate, because obviously we're not, we it's hard to speculate on that. How do you think Capaldi's doctor is going to accept? Like, you think he's going to accept it, or do you think he's going to like be mad or depressed?
Like Tennant saying that he doesn't want to go.
Yeah,
But
you
why
think
would
he's just going to be like,
He's
okay,
going to accept it, yeah, because he doesn't have anything that wants to keep him around. I mean, Clara's gone. I mean, Bill was all right. I mean, it's not.
River's gone, technically.
I don't think there's anything that would want him to stay in this form. I think he would love to regenerate. Because, again, if it was David Tennant, oh, my God, maybe I'll meet Rose again. Or maybe, this, I'll save Donna, or this. There's a lot of things he had to lose. But Capaldi's doctor has nothing to lose because he lost everything already. I feel. He lost Clara. I mean, who knows if Nardal dies? I mean, River.
He has
So,
Missy. That's the only thing he has right now is Missy.
Yeah.
I mean,
The first Doctor's supposed to be in the Christmas, isn't he, when he does it?
but he's so okay. I'm going to give you an example of this doctor. Okay, he's so sad, meaning upset, because for some reason he has it in his head to fix the New York problem from the Amy and Rory thing, so he can save Amy and Rory. And Amy was on his brain, where he remembered Amy regenerating. Like he could never forget Amy for some reason. You know what I'm saying? So like when in Deep Breath you mentioned Amy, oh, you're like Amy, or like, I wish Amy was here. Like this, even though he doesn't mention it too much, Amy Pond is on his mind for some reason, where he wants to fix the New York thing. And again, that's a weird thing. That's like when Peter Davison just became the Doctor and he's talking about how much he misses Lamont. And you know, Tom Baker's doctor wouldn't say that, but it's like it's just interesting to me. So I don't know. I mean,
think Tom Baker's doctor was too shy to admit that.
who?
Because you could see there were feelings between.
Tom Baker's doctor wasn't shy about anything.
No.
Maybe that was the one thing he was shy about.
No,
Was
Tom Baker's doctor.
Yeah,
was
no, I see what Patrick is saying because like he is the same person each time, but
Yes.
they express themselves differently. So whereas Tom
Right.
Baker may have been shy about that, Peter Davison was not.
Well,
I mean,
wouldn't-
I think he was quiet. I don't think he was shy. I mean, the one thing is, but the thing is, David
No,
Tennant.
quiet? No, Tom Baker was never quiet.
No, I'm not saying that he was quiet. I said he didn't like go. He didn't open up about his feelings.
Mm.
Meaning, he was quiet about his feelings. Like, in other words, David Tennant revealed that Tom Baker's doctor loved Sarah Jane Smith. Like, because he was crazy about Sarah Jane Smith, the 10th Doctor. So it was like, okay, you know. So I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
But do you think I'm not being rude? Now because I know in the new regeneration cycle, he had that little bit of regeneration, and then he got into Capaldi. Do you think there'll be a bit more this time?
Well, again, I think that this regeneration is going to have a problem because he doesn't have enough regeneration energy because he gave it to the Daleks and instilled that regeneration energy. He didn't lose a regeneration. He gave most of it for the regeneration energy to the Daleks, but he didn't extinguish a complete regeneration. So he's going to have very little regeneration energy to use when he does do it, and that may cause a problem. I mean, again, I was one to believe. I never believed that he used up the regeneration in Journey's End. You know, Stolen Earth, Journey's End, and he did technically, which I always thought you had to have change your face in order to use regeneration, but they proved me wrong. So, you know, it would be nice to know if he used up a regeneration energy to the Daleks, or if that it wasn't complete. You know. But then again, if he has an unlimited amount anyway, it doesn't really matter.
Because now that would have been funny if technically Clara had the regeneration energy.
She should have regeneration energy because she was in the Dalek, and all the Daleks got it, but she didn't get it, and that makes no sense. So she should. That's why they should have had something where when he left and faced the Raven, you know, she had regeneration energy. But then again, she would not be able to handle the regeneration energy because, I mean, I always thought that they had to have two hearts to be able to use the regeneration energy, like the strength, because one heart wouldn't be enough. You know, I mean, Donna couldn't even.
Yeah, because it was driving her absolutely insane.
Yes. So.
Because at the end, she was doing the whole mad talk.
Yeah.
About being a temp and then saying my head hurt, did the whole burning up my head hurts thing again, like Rose did.
Yeah. I don't know.
And so Chris, what do you think then about him being? Because you asked it. So what do you think about accepting and that? Do you think he will?
I think he will. Unless something happens right beforehand. Because I mean, I know they may have done this in the classic series, but I would always like to see the Doctor like distressed when he's regenerating, kind of like they did with the second Doctor, where he was like freaking out, like, "No, you can't do this to me." But I always,
that was the thing. In his case, he had so much more to go. Like,
I always thought it would be cool. I think it would be cool. I think we talked about this before. You may have said this, Joe, but I would like to see maybe like, you know, everything looks okay. Like you think the story's resolved. The Doctor's about to regenerate, his companion's there, and then right as he starts regenerating, something happens to the companion. Like the villain of the episode was like still kicking, and they attack or they capture the companion, and he's regenerating.
Well, and
he's like, "Oh my gosh!" And then he regenerates. There's nothing he can do. He just starts regenerating, and that has some sort of psychological effect on his next regeneration.
Correct. In other words, he is happy they defeated everybody. He's mortally, you know, he's so injured he has to regenerate. He's like, you know, it's okay, Bill, I'm going to regenerate. She's smiling at him. Oh, then he's like, Bill, and she looks, and the Mondasian Cyberman shoots her. She falls down, and she's like, and the thing's gonna shoot her again. And he regenerates. He's like, and then he becomes the Valor. Boom. And then he kills the Cyberman. He kills all of them. And then he can't stop killing because the main emotion of that regeneration is rage. Where he has complete rage, the whole regeneration, and it just consumes him because that is what his main thing is.
But would
anger.
Joe, I know it's some speculation with Lavelle, but wouldn't Chibnall want to say in it before they cast a new actor in that? They're saying I want to do it myself, kind of.
But that could be the thing. It could be the thing is Chibnall could have talked about it. I mean, here's the thing, right? I don't really know what their conversation was, but to me, there was a lot of evidence about the Valor with Moffat.
The great intelligence and
besides the great intelligence saying it, they had the whole. Well, let me just finish. They had the whole. Every single villain in the Pandorica Opens episode was afraid of him, saying, "You are the one that's going to destroy the universe." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" Because they probably saw him as the Valor with the TARDIS destroying the universe. Because just like in the God Complex, it should have been the Cloister Bells that the TARDIS sees him evil and has no way to stop him, unless, of course, they get his other selves. So everybody tried to put him away because they're like this. They know that he's going to be the Valor. They don't want him to regenerate, because then he'd become that evil bastard. So they said, let's just lock him up, because we don't know when he becomes that. And that was the whole thing. So all these things that even the great intelligence is the Valor, and he said the beast, meaning that's another doctor that's a beast that does things. So in other words, so the thing is that what if he's still going to become the Valor? And he's going to be evil. And how would he be evil? Well, killing your companion in front of you while you're regenerating will make you enraged and will turn the color of the regeneration energy a different thing, the chemical imbalance. It would screw things up, and he would be evil. And then what would happen is the only way to stop it, the TARDIS would probably act on its own and somehow risk the laws of time, everything, and contact previous doctors or River or something. And then the whole season or seasons as the Valor, you would have a slew of guest star doctors trying to stop him, to where they mortally wound him and he becomes the Doctor again.
Personally, I think that would be the perfect time, because it's inevitable. It's inevitable at this point.
Because
they're going to have a female doctor. I think that would be the perfect time to introduce a female doctor, where something goes wrong during the regeneration, and the normal doctor regenerates into a female, but then whatever's left over is, say, like a corrupted regeneration energy or something, that turns into the Valor, and that becomes her main villain for at least 1 or 2 seasons, or even 3 seasons if they did it. I think that'd be perfect, because then everybody sort of gets what they want.
Right.
And the only thing I changed from your idea, Joe, is I would again make the Master a hero, to be the person that's trying to beat the Doctor back to who he is.
I could see that, because he's so bad that they're like, oh,
Yeah, and the
Master
the Master would be like, I'm the only one who can be this evil.
Well, if you think about it, in a weird, twisted way, the Master was the hero already in the 5 Doctors.
Yeah.
Thank you. Someone admits it.
When he's basically, no, dude, I'm the evil bastard, not you. No. Oh yeah. Well, guess what, Doctor? Yeah, that's yourself. That son of a bitch. He's evil. You need to take care of that. And that was like, Master was a good guy there. It's like, okay.
Yeah, and because even the Child of Time Lord, he said that Valor is your amalgamations between your 12 and the final incarnations, and that's coming up, isn't it? Because
and the Master was loving it, but at the same time, he's like, no, dude, even though you're a villain, then I'm a good guy, because I can't stand you.
Because Colin Baker was like, what? And he had to chase him, didn't he? And he's supposed to be in Victorian London, though.
That's exactly what happened. Because, but again, Here's the thing. Back then, they were mortal enemies. They weren't friends.
Yeah.
So it's like the Master would become good to stop the Doctor's evil because the Master's evil and nuts.
I've always
So he-
thought of them as friends, even when they're against each other. I always thought
But
of them.
they've never ever, until the new series, had said that they were friends. Russell T. Davis said in End of Time, in the Utopia Sound Drums Lesson of Time Lords, that they were friends. The only thing they said that they went to school together in the Mark of the Rani, I think it was, in Colin Baker's thing, but they never said that they were. I don't remember anything saying they were friends.
Or brothers.
Yeah, never.
Well, I always got the impression they were friends from the old episodes.
Because in real life, the actors were friends with each other.
Yeah, but that's
Just like John Sim was best friends with David Tennant. They were dating different women. They hanging out and going to clubs and stuff.
But on to Patrick's point though, you could probably start out the Master like maybe he's like, or he or she is enjoying the fact that the Doctor's the Valyard at first, and then tries to work with them. And then he's like, and then something happens like, whoa, like this is way more than I expected. And then they turn quote unquote.
Well, looks like Anthony Ainley's Master did that. And then he's like, nah.
Well, it's because the Doctor kept screwing with him when he was trying to help. So at the end of the episode, he goes, "Screw it, I'm leaving." I'm just
because to be honest, I thought hang on, if we get the Valyard, wouldn't we get well, the oncoming storm was Tennant, weren't it?
Yes.
Apparently, the Time Lord Victorious was a little. So when was Tennant, then wouldn't it be the Beast, then the Valyard, technically?
Well, I mean, again, the Beast, we don't know what the Beast is. I mean,
I think that was just a nickname for the Doctor. I don't think that was like,
Yeah. Which I thought, I predicted Capaldi was going to be the Beast, but that was wrong.
I thought Matt Smith would have been the Beast because they had an episode called The Beast Below.
I thought Capaldi, like you said, Joe, I thought he would have been the perfect one to portray the Beast, quote unquote, character, kind of like the precursor to the Valyard. But
I think that was a mistake. I think that
they missed something.
It was too inconsistent. They didn't know what he wanted to do. In fact, we're in year 3 and they still don't know what he does as the Doctor.
Yeah.
Is he nice? Is he not nice? I mean, it's just too much.
Well, go back and watch that first episode, and you'll see.
Handling.
That was that first episode. You think he pushed the guy off the cliff, but then the next episode he's got Starbucks coffee, and he's saving the lady in the first 2 minutes.
Well, yeah, I mean, I like you said, to me, I thought he convinced the robot to jump himself. Because remember, he said, it wasn't just me doing these terrible things. I convinced people to do it. Like, remember, Tennant said that about himself in the Time War?
Yeah.
I thought maybe he convinced the robot to jump himself. Like,
I thought so.
Hey, or maybe he pushed him. I mean, who knows?
I don't think he pushed him. I think, he might have convinced him. But...
What do you think, Scott, about this Valyard thing?
I still think Capaldi could be channeling the Valyard, or the Valyard's trying to pop up here and there through his actions. Just the way his expressions and the way he keeps shifting in between emotions.
Well,
something's going on to force him to act the way he is. So it's either going to be, or being this close to the vault is causing some sort of have the Valyard to bleed through into it.
Yeah, because we're the kids, it was kind of, like Spider, like you were saying, Joe, earlier, with a sonic screwdriver. That didn't make sense. He would have tried to save the kid, wouldn't he, somehow?
I don't feel he makes enough effort to save people lately.
See, that's why I'm thinking the Valyard is trying to creep out. That or the Dream Lord is trying to take control and screw with it. But I'm seeing
when you think about the Dream Lord, right? Was the Dream Lord really like? I always saw the Dream Lord as like trying to help him in a way. He couldn't completely try to destroy him. It was like he was testing him, but he didn't really want him to fail. kind of.
It's almost as though the Dream Lord wanted to be its own self, so he was doing all these things to force the Doctor's hand.
Again, I would say that would be the perfect master because it was right after John Sim, and it was like, all right, in the between the will we be friends, will we be enemies? Maybe we'll try to be friends type of thing, and then it was like, you know, you don't know what the hell happened with that thing. It was alien pollen. Okay.
Well, I know it wouldn't, but wasn't Series 8 supposed to be for Matt Smith, which means that Missy would have been in it?
I don't know if that was in
The
the planning
case.
stages with Matt Smith. Because again, for some reason, no, actually, no, it wasn't. Because for some reason, if you remember, me and Chris talked about this a lot. Moffat did not want Matt Smith to go up against the Master. He didn't want his Doctor to have somebody that's on caliber with him. He even said it. He wanted his Doctor to feed everybody, do everything. He did not want him to have the Master as a foe.
So then,
So
then basically,
that's
I know it sounds rubbish, but then basically that means that Matt Smith could have been the Beast because he was beating everything.
No, because the thing was that it was just that Moffat was happy when he was doing it with Matt Smith, like the episodes, and he's not happy when he was doing Capaldi's because, you know, even though he got Capaldi, maybe Capaldi didn't follow in line with what he wanted to do, and he was kind of, he even said it himself, he was depressed, different things weren't like the same, and it affects the writing too. You know, I think. All right, I guess that's it, guys, for this. Take care, bye for now.